So if you're not getting enough distance with your irons, that's what we're talking about today. We have the fix, steroids.
Lots of it.
Lots of it.
I know a guy.
Figured that you did. All right, so really that probably could be the answer, but let's talk about something golf-like.
Okay.
You good with that?
Yeah, it might help one of those, but what else you got?
So first, the most obvious, hit the sweet spot. So hit the center of the club. It's not brain surgery to get started, but we'll make it more so. I know, right? Yeah, mind blown. Then from there, once you can hit the shot pretty well, then you can start worrying about the finer details that make your shots better, which is swing faster. And we've got some cool ways we're going to talk about here that might sound a little unique. And then after that, you've got to shallow out your angle of attack. And the two of those almost have to come together at the same time. So first hit the shot well, then you can start making a backswing that's more powerful. Shallow out your angle of attack at the same time. Now, most people get 0, 1, or 2 of these right, but never really tie together all 3 of them. And then that's when they come into us for golf lessons and say, I'm inconsistent, my friends do better than I do. When the ball's on the ground, they laugh at me. You know, that's the type of stuff. Yeah, they're terrible. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's the formula to get started. Hit the sweet spot. Ready? Okay. So we've done this before, Brad. Now I'm going to put your skills to the test. So what I'm suggesting you get started if you're struggling with distance with your irons is first, just begin with your hip sway and don't move it towards the target. Don't move it away from the target in the backswing. Then on the way down, you're going to try to move your knee, your lead knee, your trail knee, your weight on this front foot. Everything you can has to move towards the target so that you can hit the ground in the right spot, which is in front of the ball. If you don't understand that, please know that's the biggest part. You're trying to hit the golf ball and then strike somewhere an inch or so, and in the case we're going to talk about now, further up than that on the turf. Who cares about your angle of attack? These should look like they are 8 irons that you're hitting here. I put this at 200 yards, and you're just going to blast these things down the range. Okay. We're going to talk about your angle of attack on these shots. Don't screw it up.
Okay, yeah.
You're doing great so far. So you start with your weight and everything pretty evenly centered between your feet, and then when you hit, you're trying to smash everything toward the target. Great shot. Really low, hit low on the club. He hit the ground in front of the golf ball.
Only launched that one at 15, hit almost 10 degrees down.
10 degrees down with the angle of attack. A good angle of attack for an 8 iron might be somewhere around 4, 5, 6 at the most is what I would do. Now not that you can't play really good golf hitting down more than that, several PGA Tour players do, but for your amateur who really needs to launch these high in the air, you watching this at home, that's too far down. But that got you a result that was pretty usable, and that shot went pretty far because you had less loft on it and it was just well struck. Okay, after that, so smash those things that same way. They should look like darts. Then you know that you're doing it right. You're hitting it low on the club, your divots are all in front of the ball, great start. After that, now you've got to add some club head speed to make this go farther. Set up to this one. Now the way I would try to recommend this is once you've mastered that, you're still going to have to go back to it, that same little shot that we just hit. So realize there's going to be some give and take, and you haven't successfully mastered that yet because we're about to make it harder. On the backswing now, what I want you to do on this one, Brad, is let your lead knee travel downward and inward more and try to make a shoulder turn that's way past 100 degrees on this one. Yeah. And then hit the same kind of angle of attack. So you're just winding up this backswing all you got. I know that's not quite normally how you'd hit your 8 iron, but now it's time to master skill number 2.
So swing faster.
Longer. Good, so that probably felt like you were moving your knee around more, your backward bend was higher. Who cares about your angle of attack? That ball carried further. So now your club head speed's going up. That'd be a good comparison to take a look at. Do you remember that first one?
First one was 90. I think that one was,
that was over
100. I saw 105.
105, so 90 to 105. Now your angle of attack on that one is about 5. It's probably about how you could try to hit one. If you wanted to hit one as far as you could, that'd be a good way to do it. So you've got your smashing the ground hard. You shallowed out your angle of attack just by making a longer swing. Then that next step, though, is how to really shallow this out. So now we're going to try to make that 5 closer to like a 3. So a long backswing. And then in your follow-through, this is where I would practice this one. A good way to practice not hitting the turf as far into the ground now, so not taking as big of a divot and getting the club to ascend much quicker after you've hit the shot. It's important to make this go up. Make it go up by using yourself as a way to push yourself off the ground, bend yourself backward more. So a good way to practice this is now to make your wind up with your long swing, and then on the other side of the ball, make sure you bend yourself backward, keep your arms straight where you would never let me smack you in the face with this. It's pretty tempting though.
Yeah, some of those jerk friends of mine.
I wanted to do it. I should do it. Oh, and anyway. All right, so then a good way to practice this one is to actually just hit this thing really hard and then step on the brakes real fast.
Okay.
So we don't talk a lot about why ad nauseum maybe. We always recommend these punch shot kind of follow throughs. Here's like the real reason to do it that way. If you have to do your follow through and just do your punch shot, for Brad to be able to straighten both of his legs, raise his hips up really high, stretch himself out excessively, this is more than your tour average player, keep his arms really straight, not recock the club with his radial deviation in his wrist. To be able to do that at this point in time in the swing, like this early and stop, requires you to do all of those things really fast because you don't have a lot of time. When you make your full follow through, go ahead and do that all the way up to the top. When you get all the way up to the top here, if you have this much time to move the butt end of the club, you don't have to do all of these things as fast. The straightening legs, the hips up real high, the backward bending. You've got more time to do that. So to help you do them more effectively and make sure that you do them all, you want to pull that brake real quick. That's your stopping point. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You like that as advice?
Yeah, it's a good way to think about it. Just smaller runway, so you got to step on the gas faster.
Yep. You got to go faster, and then you're going to step on the brake real hard. Hit it hard, and then stop. Okay. Okay, so put all three of those together of hitting the ground in the right spot, far enough up, wind up the backswing, and then you're going to backward bend and shallow out the hit that way. Hit that one hard. I'm going to say the pull draw that misses the green to the left isn't great, but that's for another video, Brad, not for today.
Got the angle of attack down to 3.5 on that one.
Yeah. So with the help of a 128, nice. So with the help of a coach, you'll know which of these three things you really need to do if you're struggling with distance with your irons. Don't do drugs and steroids, kids. That's not what we're saying. But all of these swing technique styles can help you play your best golf. Anything else you'd add? You like those little three simple steps?
I'm going to try to get all three of those next time I find myself.
As you should. You need some,
200 yards out with my 8-iron.
Pull draw, nice job. Okay.
Aim right.
So I hope you enjoyed this video about distance advice with your irons. If you did enjoy it, click the thumbs up, and don't forget to join the GOLFTEC community for exclusive content, offers, and to book a lesson or a club fitting. Check out the link below to create a free GOLFTEC account. Brad, thanks as always.
Until next time.
Until next time.